It started on a random Thursday night, the kind where you plan to order takeout, watch trash TV, and forget your inbox exists. I was halfway through a chicken korma when my phone buzzed. A text from my cousin Jonah. Bro. Are you seriously charging people $80 to meditate in your old room? At first, I thought it was some kind of weird joke. Jonah's always been the type to prank people with fake Craigslist ads or tell our and she got cast on Survivor. But this one? It hit differently. I texted back. What are you even talking about? 5 minutes later, he sent a link. Facebook Marketplace. Zen Tranquility Room, $80 per hour, guided and unguided meditation options available. Location, my mom's house. Pictures, my old room. Same blue curtains. Same bookshelf I built when I was 13. But now it had Himalayan salt lamps, a massage chair, and a hand-painted sign that said, Release the ego. I nearly choked on my rice. I called my mom. No answer. I called again. Voicemail. Then I texted her. Mom. Why is someone named Harmony posting photos of my room and charging rent? She replied 14 minutes later with the most chaotic sentence I've ever received from a parent. She's not charging, sweetie, she's facilitating energy exchanges. And she says the room holds a very masculine grounding aura. Excuse me? The next day, I drove 90 minutes to my mom's house. Walked right in like I still lived there. And there she was, my mother, 64, in a tie-dye kimono, barefoot, making cucumber-infused water for her client. Harmony. Yes, that was her real name. Or at least the one she used while burning sage around my old dresser. You're interrupting her chakra cleanse, my mom whispered. I used to play GoldenEye 007 in that room. On a CRT. Harmony turned to me and smiled. Your energy is very blocked. I wanted to scream. Instead, I asked one very calm question. Why didn't you tell me? And my mom, with zero irony, said, Because you're always so judgmental, Noah. Not everyone wants to work in finance. Some of us are healers. Then she handed Harmony a lavender eye pillow and shut the door in my face. That's when I realized this wasn't temporary. This was a business. My childhood bedroom had been gentrified. I left the house in a daze like I'd just walked out of a cult compound. Sat in my car, windows up, trying to process the fact that a woman named Harmony had more access to my childhood memories than I did. 10 minutes later, my mom texted me a PayPal link. In case you'd like to support the space's evolution. Love and light. Support the space's evolution. I called my sister Erin. She picked up on the first ring and said, Did you find out about the room yet? I froze. Wait. You knew? Oh yeah, she said, crunching on something. Mom told me last month. I thought she was joking until she asked if I wanted to co-invest in chakra-friendly floor cushions. And you didn't think to warn me? I figured you'd see it eventually. She shrugged. Besides, you never come home. Not home. Not my home. Not anymore. Over the next few days, things escalated fast. I started getting tagged in Facebook comments by people I didn't know. Things like, the energy in Noah's old room helped me release childhood trauma. One woman said she sobbed on my twin mattress for 45 minutes straight and left, feeling reborn. Another said she saw the Virgin Mary in my lava lamp. And then came the real kicker, a sponsored Instagram ad. A perfectly lit photo of Harmony, cross-legged on the faded Pokemon rug I used to build Lego castles on, with the caption, Find your inner light in a space built by a child, healed by the universe. I threw my phone across the couch. That weekend I drove back up armed with what I thought were reasonable expectations. I'd sit down, explain that this was inappropriate, probably illegal, and definitely a breach of something sacred. But when I got there, I walked into what looked like a full-blown workshop. 6 women. All wearing flowy linen pants. One of them was weeping softly over a bowl of rose quartz. My mom saw me and beamed. Noah, she said like I was visiting a spa. You made it in time for the aura alignment circle. I'm not here to align anything. I snapped. And then Harmony, bless her, fully committed, put a hand on my shoulder and said, It's okay. Anger's just misdirected light. I turned to my mom. Do you even ask people before you turn their room into a spiritual startup? She blinked. I saged it. I thought that was enough. I looked around at these complete strangers, one of whom was now trying to reconnect with her womb space on my old beanbag chair, and I realized something horrifying. This wasn't going to stop on its own. Not unless I made it. By Monday, I had a plan. A chaotic, maybe petty, definitely emotionally immature plan. But when your own mother turns your teenage bedroom into a pop-up enlightenment temple for strangers named Star and Corin with a Y, you earn the right to be a little dramatic. Step 1. I booked a session. Under a fake name. That's right. Lucas Rain. A 37-year-old creative consultant from Topanga Canyon looking to reconnect with his inner stillness. I used a burner email. Paid the full $80. Step 2. I showed up in disguise. Well, not disguise. Just a hoodie, beanie, glasses, and my scraggliest breakup beard. I even brought a crystal water bottle to sell the look. My mom didn't recognize me at first. Harmony definitely didn't. She welcomed me with a smile like I was her lost twin flame. Lucas, the room has been waiting for you, she whispered. Kill me. She ushered me into the room, my room, and I almost choked on the scent. They'd replaced the normal air with a dense fog of patchouli, lavender, and what I can only describe as mystic sock. Would you like to start with an intention setting or a sound bath? Harmony asked, lighting something she claimed was ethically sourced cedar. I just stared at her. Because right there, in the corner of the room, was my old middle school trophy shelf. Except now it held crystal skulls and a bowl of loose corn kernels labeled Abundance Seeds. I wanted to scream. That's where I kept my Pokemon cards. Instead, I played along. I'd like to do both, I said. And then I'd like to speak to the room's original energy holder. She blinked. My mom, I clarified. Oh. You mean Celestia? Who the hell is Celestia? Oh, she added gently, as if I'd just outed myself as a non-believer. Your energy just shifted. I felt that. I was about to break character when suddenly, I kid you not, Harmony pulled out a singing bowl and said, Let's realign your resistance. She rang at once. I snapped. Okay. Time out. We're done. This is not real. I am the room's original energy holder. I built that shelf. I cried in that corner when my 6th grade girlfriend dumped me via AIM. This rug has seen things. Harmony's face went full horror movie. And then I turned, yanked open the door, and yelled, MOM, or Celestia, whatever you're calling yourself now, we need TO talk. She came floating down the hallway wearing a paisley shawl and Birkenstocks with socks. Noah? She gasped. Is that you? You're renting my room to strangers. She blinked. They're not strangers, sweetie. They're seekers. I was 13 when I got that beanbag. 13. I had braces and a mood disorder. Everyone stared. Harmony looked like she might cry. One woman clutched a malachite stone to her chest like I was threatening her peace chakra. My mom stepped forward. You're not seeing the bigger picture. I am the picture. I'm the poster child of this room. And I want it back. Silence. Then, finally, she said something I didn't expect. Fine. But only if you do one full session as yourself. Open-hearted. No sarcasm. I blinked. You're kidding. She crossed her arms. You want the room back? Prove you're spiritually mature enough to earn it. I swear to God, I heard a drum beat from somewhere in the house. And just like that, I was stuck. No sarcasm. No disguises. Just me, and my beanbag, and a lineup of enlightenment weirdos who now expected me to open my soul portal. Fantastic. So, that's how I ended up leading a guided meditation in my own damn room while a woman named Moonbeam kept whispering, Release it, baby, every time someone exhaled too hard. There were 6 of them. Harmony, Moonbeam, a man named Kale, yes, like the leafy green, and 3 others whose names I can't even guess because they never spoke, just hummed. Constantly. Like bees. Or possessed backup singers. My mom had redecorated the room with floor cushions, fairy lights, and a terrifying mannequin in the corner draped in sheer fabric and labeled The Witness. I sat cross-legged in front of the group, trying to summon the appropriate amount of spiritual neutrality. Instead, all I could think about was how I used to hide Pop-Tarts under this exact rug during exam week. Harmony handed me a stick of Palo Santo. You may begin when you feel the room open to you. I held it awkwardly like a cigar. Cool. Let's get grounded, I guess. Moonbeam gasped like I just quoted the Dalai Lama. Let's close our eyes, I said, slowly trying to remember that one Headspace app one downloaded in 2020 and never used. We're in a safe place. A room full of warmth. And gentle vibes. Let's picture a door in our minds. And behind that door is a version of us that's less annoying. Kale started sobbing. No idea why. Let's breathe in confidence, I said. And breathe out the time someone stole your yogurt from the work fridge. Harmony nodded, eyes still closed. He's channeling something now. I was channeling something, all right. Mostly embarrassment, and the growing realization that this entire performance might backfire. Then my mom walked in, late, holding a tray of lemon water with mint, and sat in the back like she was auditing my spiritual growth. For the next 20 minutes, I guided them through everything I could think of: childhood memories, beach visuals, a weird section about hugging your inner child that I definitely stole from Oprah. When we finally opened our eyes, Kale looked like he'd aged backwards. Moonbeam blew me a kiss. Harmony whispered. That was profound. You have a healer's soul. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. My mom stood up and clapped softly. Noah, that was beautiful. And very brave. That's when she pulled out her phone and said, I think we should make this a weekly thing. I could market it as The Healer Returns. I swear to God, I almost levitated from rage. No weekly thing. I did the session. I want my room back. End of story. Harmony looked hurt. But the space has grown beyond you. You can't just take it away. Oh, I can't, I said, standing. Because unlike your aura, this room has a legal deed. And my name is still on it. My mom gasped. You wouldn't. Try me. Because here's what I hadn't told her yet. I'd been paying the property tax on the house for the past 2 years. Quietly. Like I always did. And technically, that made me a part owner. Her face dropped. And Harmony? She looked like I just banished her from Hogwarts. You manifested this, she whispered. Damn right I did. 2 hours later, I was sitting on the front porch with my mom while Harmony packed her things in the back seat of a Prius covered in astrology bumper stickers. One of them said, My other car is Mercury in retrograde. She refused to look at me. My mom, meanwhile, was sipping her third glass of Chardonnay and staring at the rose bushes like they personally betrayed her. She really believed in the space. She mumbled. She was squatting in my adolescence, Mom. She said the room healed people. It also hosted 12 LAN parties and my first kiss. Let's not oversell the mysticism. She sighed. You could have been more gentle. I looked at her. You could have asked? That shut her up. I should have left then, but something made me stay. Probably guilt. Probably a little weird sadness about watching a woman named Harmony walk away with a yoga mat and a framed poster of an eagle crying in a thunderstorm. What happens now? She asked after a long pause. I don't know, I said honestly. But I think you owe me some sort of explanation for turning my bedroom into a wellness retreat without telling me. She swirled her wine. After your dad died, I needed something. I blinked. That was 3 years ago. Exactly. The silence got loud. The house felt too big. Your room had this buzz. It reminded me of you. And when Harmony started coming by for tea and sound baths, don't look at me like that, it felt like the room had a purpose again. You know, you could have just, I don't know, called me? You were busy. Always are. That one stung more than I expected. Because she wasn't wrong. I hadn't been home in over a year. I sent money. Birthday gifts. The occasional meme. But I didn't really show up. And somehow, a part of her filled the space I left with chakra alignments and coconut incense. I wasn't trying to disrespect your past, she added. I was trying to survive my present. Okay. Well, now I felt like garbage. Still, I said, trying to lighten it. You let a woman named Harmony make people cry in my beanbag chair. She snorted. You always hated that chair. Yeah, well, doesn't mean I wanted strangers sobbing on it while journaling about their inner demons. We sat in silence for a while. The sun was going down. Harmony's Prius finally pulled away. I felt like a weird chapter was closing, and I didn't know what came next. Then she said, You know, you could do something real with that room. What do you mean? Not crystals. Not kale tears. I mean something yours. Something that matters to you. I thought about it. Hard. Because deep down, I knew what I wanted. But admitting it out loud felt terrifying. Maybe, I said slowly, I turn it into a recording space. She raised an eyebrow. For what? Your fake DJ career? No, Mom. For the podcast. She blinked. You're still doing that? Yes, I said, voice rising. People listen. I have a following now. How many? Thousands. She looked impressed. You don't even like people. Exactly. That's why I talk to them through a microphone and not in real life. She smiled. Okay. You win. Take the room. And no more strangers touching my old yearbooks. No promises, she said, but winked. 2 weeks later, I officially moved back in. Not permanently, God no. Just a trial run. 1 weekend a month to convert the room, rewire the outlets, and maybe, just maybe, reclaim my own damn narrative. The first thing I did? Burned every stick of leftover incense Harmony left behind. The second? Tore down the Witness mannequin and replaced it with a soundproofing panel. It felt weirdly emotional. Like I was undoing a spiritual exorcism in reverse. My mom hovered the entire time, offering things like, maybe you should keep one salt lamp for ambience? And, what if you painted a mural of your inner child? I told her my inner child was tired and underpaid. He needed blackout curtains, not metaphors. The podcast idea had been simmering in my brain for months. I already had the concept, family baggage claim, an anonymous submission show where people unpack the wildest, messiest, most jaw-dropping family drama they'd ever experienced. And yeah, part of that was inspired by watching Harmony cry into a rice cracker in my beanbag chair. I posted a teaser on TikTok. No video. Just audio. Me saying, Ever had your mom turn your childhood bedroom into a meditative womb space without asking? Cool. Let's talk about it. It blew up. Thousands of likes. Comments like, I need this. And, please let me submit my aunt's exorcism story. So I got to work. And something strange happened. The more I restructured the room, not spiritually, but practically, the more grounded I felt. Like reclaiming that space gave me permission to revisit parts of myself I'd put away, labeled immature or too much. Meanwhile, my mom started doing the same. No, she didn't suddenly renounce aromatherapy. But I noticed she stopped trying to convert the living room into a crystal grid. She even boxed up her collection of sacred river rocks and donated them to a daycare. I figured the kids could use some magic, she said with a shrug. But she also started doing something unexpected. She listened to the podcast. Every week. She never said anything, never gave notes, never even texted about it. But once, while I was installing a second mic arm, she walked by and said, Episode 4, the story about the cousin who faked his own graduation party to get gifts? That was insane. I nearly dropped the screwdriver. You listen? She shrugged. You've got a good voice. And people need to hear this stuff. We all think we're the only ones with chaotic families. You're just saying it out loud. It was the closest thing to parental pride I'd heard since she misquoted one of my tweets during Thanksgiving. And then came the real shift. One Sunday, while I was recording, she knocked gently on the door and said, Can I tell you something? I paused the mic. Sure? She walked in slowly, sat on the edge of the bed like she was entering a courtroom. You were right. About the room. About not asking. About me needing to fill something that wasn't yours to fix. I just nodded. Let her talk. I think I got addicted to the performance of healing. she said. Not the real work. Just the sage and the tea and the linen pants. It felt easier than facing the quiet. Easier than admitting I miss you. I swallowed hard. I still miss you, she added. It hit like a gut punch. Because suddenly I realized this wasn't just about the room. Or harmony. Or chakras. It was about distance. How sometimes the people who raised you get lost in the gaps between visits, and they fill that space however they can. Even if it means renting your trauma out at $80 an hour. And somehow, my stupid podcast had become the only bridge we both trusted. I'm glad you're here, she said, standing. Even if it's just once a month. And then she added, oh, and Kale called. He wants his malachite back. I burst out laughing. The podcast took off faster than I expected. By the end of month 3, Family Baggage Claim had 40,000 regular listeners, a few ad sponsors, shout out to the anxiety blanket people, and submissions coming in faster than I could sort them. Stories about secret siblings, weddings that ended in restraining orders, moms who faked illnesses for Disney fast passes. It was chaos. It was beautiful. It was cathartic. And the room? It finally felt like mine again. Not as a shrine to teenage acne and Linkin Park posters, but as a space I'd reclaimed. No incense. No crystals. Just clean lines, soft lighting, and a mic that didn't judge me. Then one weekend, Erin came to visit. My sister, Erin, who once tried to sell my Beanie Baby collection on eBay while I was in college. She showed up with a bottle of wine and a giant tote bag of snacks like she was preparing for a bunker situation. I binged all of season 1, she announced, collapsing dramatically into my desk chair. The Thanksgiving disaster episode? Instant classic. I was cackling. I smiled. Thanks. Didn't know you were listening. She opened a bag of pretzels. Please. I've been subtly promoting you to everyone I know. Even Dad listens. I paused. He does? Yeah. He thinks you need a better intro jingle, but he's hooked. I blinked. My dad has never listened to anything without a banjo in it. Then she got quiet. Real quiet. Which is never a good sign with Erin. You know, she said, staring at the lava lamp I had ironically reintroduced as a lighting prop. When Mom first told me about the healing space, I didn't say anything because I think part of me thought you deserved it. I turned. Deserved what? The room getting taken over. I don't know. You were always the golden child. Even after Dad left, you were the achiever. The one who handled things. I guess I thought, he can't really be mad about a few candles and a chakra chart. She sighed. But then I heard your first episode. And I realized you weren't mad about the room. You were mad about being replaced. I didn't say anything. I didn't have to. You were the only one who actually came home after the divorce. Who paid the bills when Mom wouldn't tell us she was behind. Who handled everything when Grandma passed. And we all just assumed you'd keep handling it. No questions asked? That lump in my throat was back. I'm sorry, she said quietly. For not having your back. For letting you carry it all. I think Harmony was just a stand-in for us. We let a stranger move in because we couldn't be bothered to show up ourselves. I exhaled slowly. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I whispered. She smirked. Don't get used to it. We clinked glasses. And then, as if fate needed to remind us who we were, my mom peeked in the door holding a box of peppermint tea and said, Hey, if you two are done processing, I found some old mixed CDs labeled Noah's Angst Years. Want me to burn them to MP3? I threw a pretzel at her. That night, we sat around my mic and recorded an impromptu bonus episode, Sibling Edition, When Your Sister Forgets You're a Human Being with a Mortgage. It was the most downloaded episode in 2 days. People didn't want perfect stories. They wanted truth, mess, and healing that didn't come with sage or $80 price tags. And somehow, that had become my life. Not the finance career. Not the tech consulting job I quit 6 months ago. This. Storytelling. Reclaiming. Refusing to let your past be turned into someone else's side hustle. 3 months later, the room was unrecognizable. Acoustic foam panels lined the walls. My old dresser held podcast gear instead of participation trophies. The beanbag chair? Gone. Replaced by a sleek recording stool that didn't squeak every time you shifted. One evening, after wrapping an episode, my mom knocked softly. "Just wanted to say," she said, "I'm proud of you. And I haven't burned sage in weeks. Growth, right?" I laughed. "Major." She left, and I sat there a moment longer. The house was quiet. The good kind. The kind that didn't need healing sounds or crystal bowls. Just space. Mine. I opened my laptop, saw a new listener comment. "Thanks for making me feel less alone. You're not just sharing stories, you're making people feel seen." And in that moment, I realized something. The room didn't heal me. I healed the room. And maybe, in doing that, I'd finally made it home again.